Well, 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 well. Well, 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 well. We're live again, aren't we? You know what that means. Actually, I don't know what it means, Rebecca. Well, what it means is we're live. That's all it means. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? What's up? What's up? I'm out of water for that one. Okay, here we go. Here's some water. I was thinking about, I've been drawing every day. I know I haven't been streaming every day, but I have been drawing every day. I'm really thinking a lot about how, not everything that we do looks like it's going to turn into anything great right when we start it. And it's so easy to say that, and everybody says that, right? Like everybody looks on YouTube channels. They say oh, how to be productive, just do it, just stop caring about the process, vomit on the page, all those kind of things that everybody talks about. But when you actually put it into practice, all of that goes out the window. Like everything you've ever heard that was motivational, how to become great at things, whatever it is, every single time you hear these things, it always turns into, well, that's relevant for a YouTube video that some random person said, but this is my real life, and in the real world, it actually doesn't work that way. But I'm telling you, I'm telling you, just showing up every single day and doing something, it does something. And it may not always feel like you are, but I've been drawing every day, even though I haven't been streaming every day. And I just noticed that when I pick up a pencil and start drawing, things come out a lot smoother. And I have a lot of work to do, but that's not the main issue right now. And I need to think longer term. And it's so hard in today's world where every single video you watch is how to be productive in 3 easy steps, how to achieve mastery in 10 weeks, all sorts of stuff like that, right? Bebado? I'm not drunk, dude. Are you drunk, Julius Caesar? Oh my god. Oh my god. With gratitude, I liked and subscribed your YouTube channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hit that like and subscribe button. Let's Shikara. What's up, what's up, what's up? Thank you, thank you, thank you. On you, rate me. What's up, Alex? How you doing? What? Baidura Balon? Hello. Hi, JT Bras. You play Portal? Have you ever played Splitgate? You're the cancer of the Western society? True. Hey, you know how I was talking about how I am upset that I haven't played music in a while? Well, on the way back home today, I was thinking maybe I should play some music. Even though I haven't played music in years. Are you vegan? Hell no. I ate meatballs yesterday. I ate some balls. I ate some meatballs. They were meatballs with mozzarella. I ate some balls. I ate some balls. Where's my flute? Where did I put it? What's up, Lawrence? Where did I put my flute? Chat. Did you guys borrow the skin flute? Because I see you guys playing skin flute out there. No, I'm talking about a real flute. Okay. Well, there's my clarinet. Okay, I need to move this. This is my lap desk. Your voice is kind of deep. You're deep. Okay. Oh my God. Here it is. Chat. I have not. I'm gonna put the lap desk away. I don't even know what that means. Guys, there's certain topics that are gonna get you timed out. We don't talk about those kind of topics. We don't advocate for violence. Okay? Anyway, hello, hello, hello. Hi. How are you doing? I hope the sound quality isn't too bad. Chat. I have not opened up my flute in, I think, 3 years. I don't think I've opened up my flute in 3 years. Okay? I ate some balls. What topics are not allowed? I have no idea. Sometimes I just randomly time people out because I just don't like them. Uh Welcome to America. Because I like my freedom. I like my... Hey, chat. You guys can play the skin flute along with me. Oh man, I don't know how to get those higher notes. I always forget. Jewish song? I don't know any Jewish songs. I'm sorry. The skin flute? Oh no, those don't exist. Is there a video of playing the skin flute? I don't have one of those. I have like a skin chalupa. Or I don't know. I have like one of those things that is like so like an oyster. Like but in music form. Art, 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 art. I ate some balls. Your ass gonna sound like Beethoven? Why? Why? Play O Canada. Yeah, this one time at band camp, I ate some balls. Song Facetta. Can you do that to me one more time? I ate some balls. What's that? It's a flute. I haven't played in a couple of years. So I don't know. I don't just like trying to do that to me. Oh, do that to me one more time. Hit me, baby, one more time. I have a hard time recalling how to play songs. It's a really hard thing that I have never been able to get over. Like if I want to just think about a song to play, someone says, play this song, play that song, play this song. I'm like, I have a really hard time doing that. Like I have a hard time, I don't know. Like unless I have sheet music in front of me, and even then, like it's been a couple years, so it's like I would have to get back into it. I don't know. I need to just be able to Captain and Tennille this one time in band camp. That was from American Pie. That's how you play it, right? Is this a gay? I mean, I am gay, I guess. I do like pussy, but I also like dick. So, I'm technically gay. Plus, I'm trans. Does that automatically make me gay? Like, I feel like once you're trans, like, you're automatically gay. Like, my ears bleeding. Ah. Your name is Ram It in asshole? Ram It in my asshole? I like how you play music too, Ram It in my asshole. Thanks for showing up to my stream, Ram It in my asshole. Nima, 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 Nima. Did you eat some balls today? Guys, I will eventually return to music. That's the first time I played my flute in like, I think like 2.5 years or something. It's been kind of long. But it's okay, we tried. I picked it up and I played something. That's a big deal. Okay, you guys, how are you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Is it pink? Yes. Yes. Bad diarrhea? What the fuck? How you doing, Chad? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? What's up, you guys? Stupid English is ruining my name. OBZ? Obs? Your name is pronounced Ashol? Oh, ram it in my Ashol. Okay, I get it. In my asshole. Ram it in my ashole. Okay, I get it. Definitely pink. Someone knows. Those who know. Yeah, so basically, I've been off stream the past couple of days, so I have been having a rough time coming to terms with the fact that it's completely okay to take a few days off of something that I enjoy doing. I have a life outside of YouTube, you know. Okay, so basically, I've been Ox. How you doing? Basically, drink plenty of water. Remember to do that. I don't know. What's up, you guys? I'm just I had a I'm having a really tough time like understanding like what to do on my channel, like what to talk about, like what do we even what the hell is even that? Okay, so like what are we even here for? Like what are we talking about? What is even the point of all this? Well, sometimes I think the point is that there is no point. And I think that's perfectly fine. Yeah, I just sometimes we just like kind of show up and we're not really like trying to be the best. We just do the best we can, you know. It's just one of those things. I did some drawing today and we're gonna do some more drawing, but I'm just kind of I run my stream. If you guys have been here for a while, you might start to notice like my habits. Like basically when I start my stream, I kind of just like chat for a while. Yeah, no point. Exactly. Maybe you should dance. I don't have enough room to do dancing content. This is the entirety of my room. I can't figure it out. I'm moving out eventually. I just need to also come to terms with that. Like a lot of things are perfectly fine to put on pause until I have a new living situation where I can make better content. Okay, I have a hard time like day by day counting the days, but there is no like I don't have a date to put on my calendar. And I basically am just waiting for a phone call when they tell me that it's ready, it's time to move. And so, yeah, Yeah, so I don't know. I just sometimes I don't really know like like what my problem is. Like that's the biggest thing. Like I just don't know really what my problem is. I have issues. I know that like we've talked about a lot of my issues on stream, but I have some mental health issues. Just a little bit. I have a lot of personal like issues with like I feel ugly. I feel like nobody likes me. I feel like, I'm like, like I feel like I'm too masculine. I feel like like all sorts of things like that. Like I know that it's just like body issues that everybody has, right? Like everybody looks at themselves in the mirror and they find something that could be better, right? Like I have issues. Okay, and it's tough because I don't want to bring my issues with me. And every time you go live, it's hard to put your issues aside. And I'm trying to figure out like who am I if I'm not like constantly talking about my mental health issues? Because it's like that's the easiest like content is just like whatever the hell is going on in my brain. Like it's easy, but it's not good content. It's absolutely terrible content. Nobody wants to hear about my bullshit. And so like then if I don't do that, I'm like sitting here going like, what do we talk about? you know? You know? And I just I don't know. I have a really hard time. What's up, H Glove? Gloved her. Did you loved her? HG loved her? HG loved her. I think you like Gennady. What? You like Gennady? What? You guys are crazy. I do get the problem. Yeah, it's like it's a conundrum. Because it's like, how do people come up with content day after day after day? I don't get it. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm trying too hard. Maybe I'm being like a perfectionist. Because honestly, like we do a lot of content here, and it's picking up some traction on my channel. I'm getting like subscribers. Like I think we hit 1,200 subscribers. I think we hit 1,200 subscribers. Like, type 1 in the chat if you're the 1,200th subscriber. um, Gennady Kortvik. I have no idea who that is. I think moving would help giving some perspective. Yeah, moving will definitely help a lot of things. And it's like I'll be able to figure out better lighting, better camera angles, more depth of field. I'll be able to do all sorts of fun experiments when I have a new space. Oh, a competitive programmer. I've heard about that. I don't know. It's just like I'm doing something right though. Doing these live streams and like, showing up and like doing these live streams and showing up and doing the YouTube shorts. I've been using like a clipping tool that it's not the highest quality, but it's better than not having any shorts at all. But it goes through my Twitch, which I'm streaming live on Twitch as well in vertical format, and it just pulls out from my entire VOD. It like makes a whole bunch of clips, and then I could just pick which ones I want to upload. And it like adds like subtitles, right? So that's really good because I can just easily keep content scheduled. Like I want 3 videos a day. And if I'm not streaming regularly, that's a little hard to keep up on, but I can do it. I'm a girl, Muddy. 1.16K. Yeah, we were just at like 800 subs like a month ago. Sungjin. Yeah, so like basically I have been getting traction. My videos are getting like an average of like 500 to 1,000 views. It doesn't sound like a lot, but like relatively to my previous progress, it is a shit ton. My analytics is like blowing up. Like I'm looking at my analytics page on YouTube and it's just like people are finding me. A lot of it is the vertical live stream, like this one. Because, you know, now that YouTube lets you do the horizontal live stream, the vertical live stream at the same time, I'm getting a lot of new viewers. When was your transition? 2019, I started hormones, and then I got orchiectomy in 2022. I got facial surgery in 2023, and I got vaginoplasty, like the whole shebang, in 2024. And it's been 2 years since surgery, and I've been done. I'm completely done. I'm not getting a boob job. I don't know. I think my tits are, you know, they match my body type. You know, like I'm not like super. I think big tits would look weird on me. Like I would like bigger breasts, but if I think about aesthetically, I think my body type matches like a more kind of tight build, right? Like I'm kind of more like an athletic build, right? So like if I had bigger breasts, it would look really out of proportion with the rest of my body. So I don't really like have the same kind of I don't have the same kind of negative emotions attached to my breast size that I did about the other things I got surgeries for. The other surgeries were like, my life will never be okay if I don't get this. With breasts, it's like, maybe if the procedures, like, you know, were better, you know, like if it was non-surgical, right? Like if they were able to just like like, you know, and it was like real, like if they were just able to like stimulate like full tissue growth rather than like implants, right? Which they're working on these. Sounds absolutely disgusting. Sounds like a guy named Rob Mack. Your body got fucked up? What the fuck you talking about, bro? But yeah, basically, I love my body now. And so like I don't need a boob job. So you know, but they are working on better just take steroids. That's not how it works. McConnell. I mean, that works if you like have a specific condition and if you're like a dude and you have testicles. I don't have testicles. I have a vagina, bro. You followed the training program in London? Amanda Zhirkov? Amanda Jerkoff? Amanda Jerkoff. She's also gaining a lot of traction. I'm sure she's got a lot of grip strength. Yeah, I don't know. I just people are gonna be weird. That's kind of part of like when I look at myself on camera, I know that I look better than how my appearance looks on stream, which is really like the opposite of most people, right? You hear like most people, like if you actually met these YouTubers in real life, they don't look anything like they do on YouTube. That's true with me, but like I look uglier on camera, if that makes any sense. Like most people, they put filters on and they put tons of makeup on and they have super perfect lighting. I don't have any of that. First of all, I don't think filters are like a good thing to do, because then when people see you in real life, they're going to be shocked. They're going to be like, "Oh, you're a phony. You're a big fat phony. You're a phony." Yeah, I don't ever want to be a phony, especially in this day and age of AI. I want to be authentic. I want to be real. I want like what you see here. There's no filters. There's no AI. There's no like, I mean, yeah, maybe sometimes I can do like makeup and stuff. Or I can put on like a, like, you know, like like a a push-up bra of some sort to show cleavage better. But that's like not like the same as like constantly every single stream has to be the absolute perfect lighting, absolute perfect camera angle. I have to have a filter. I have to look like I'm not even human anymore. I think everybody out there is kind of getting fatigued with the constant perfection, especially as AI makes things more and more and more perfect. And so the new currency is going to be verified humans. I don't know how YouTube is going to pull it off, but I think they will. You got a hot dog or a bun? I got a bun, bro. A donut, an oyster, a taco. Nothing. I take them regularly. You're nursing a semi? Like, are you a truck driver? So basically, I I don't want to sound like egotistical. I'm not like the absolute most top tier, most gorgeous woman on the entire planet. Okay, I'm not going to delude myself. There's always somebody prettier than you. Even if I was quote unquote the hottest chick on the planet, there'd be at least one more who's hotter than me. So like I don't like that game. Everybody likes to chase that game. It's stupid. You're hot. You are who you are, and you got to find your strengths. And I have strengths. I'm very attractive. But basically, yes, the truck driver. But I'm attractive, and it's like it doesn't matter if other people are more attractive than me. It's not a competition. Like there is like a competitive aspect to like being a content creator and such, but it's like what can I do about it? I'm not gonna like spite other people and like feel like negative emotions about other people and I comparing myself to others. That's like bullshit. Instead, I'm just gonna do the best I can with what I got, and I think I'm doing a pretty damn good job. So did they give it back? They tucked it in, bro. So anyway, um, basically, what I'm trying to say is that I think it's better to focus on the things you can control rather than focus on what you can't control. And so like I have issues with my back and my shoulders. You notice I have like this boxy look in my shoulders. I started doing like pull-ups because I got like issues with my upper body strength. Like things need to be more things are a little bit loose up here, and my shoulders are like really like tight, and everything needs to kind of just get like relaxed and like get all liquidy and stuff. So doing pull-ups and like dead hangs. So like that's a good deal. Yeah, I'm post-op. As of 2 years ago. Y'all never been near an ugly girl and thought of her as a human, or do you really care if this human was born female or male? Yeah, lemonade seeds. It's a really tough thing because people constantly have this like need to define things, and they also like have fear of things that they might like. This is the core. This is my belief of like the core issue here is that like um people have this like preconceived notion of what something is, and then when they see it, it activates a neuron inside of their head and they have a panic attack, and instead of dealing with that, they take it out on other people. And I know because I've done similar things in my life too, where I've taken out my issues on other people by externalizing it. Do you have any advice for lower back pain? Hardcore doggy loosens things up. Um, Apparently doing get a kettlebell, like even just like a 15-pound kettlebell or even lighter. I have a 15-pound kettlebell. So just get like a kettlebell, and you can do like Romanian deadlifts, where you just like hold it here and I think I'm doing it right. Like, it's like, I don't know. And then you could do like, do you see why it's going to be better when I move out of here? Um, Things are going to be a lot better when I move out of here. I'm going to have a lot more room, I think. Um, yeah, get a kettlebell and do a little bit of kettlebell workouts every day. Like a little bit goes a really long way. A little bit of exercise goes an insanely long way. Don't think you have to get a gym membership. Don't think you have to work out for 2 hours a day. Just, you need to do like something for 30 seconds a day. It doesn't even matter what it is. You do something that activates a neuron in your brain that says, this is workout time. And you do that for 3 months. Okay, if you can do that, you will start working out. Like, you will really pick up some speed. 30 seconds a day. Find the activity that you can attach to that. It might be any number of activities. I like doing kettlebell because kettlebell, you can do 30 seconds of any of those exercises like that are kettlebell, but the Romanian deadlift or just a deadlift, and doing the kettlebell swings. Doing 30 seconds of kettlebell swings every day will have significant impact. And plus, it's a very deliberate, like, this is a workout kind of thing. So if you do that, doing 30 seconds of kettlebell swings every day, because it has like a weight involved, right? Like that makes it like associated with the gym, right? So like when you see a weight, like a kettlebell, like you associate it with the gym. But like when you see something like a step up platform, it's like, well, you could also use that to like, you know, get stuff that you hid on the high cabinet, like all those cookies that you hid from yourself. You know, if you hid them, they're not hidden. It's like if you hid the cookies from yourself, spoiler alert, they're not hidden. Okay, you're gonna get into those cookies and you're gonna get fat. Speed is overrated. It's the motion of the ocean. I don't even know what that meant. I just froze. 10 minutes later, she twitched, got up, all torn to hell, and shambled away into the dark like it was nothing. It was the worst thing I'd ever seen in my life. What are you talking about? Whale full space? Semi is now a hemi? Congratulations on your pregnancy? I'm not pregnant. The fuck? Not pregnant. I am getting like a little bit chubby, aren't I? Yeah, why do you think I'm like trying to work out again? I have not like consistently exercised. I have been going on walks every day this past week though. So yeah, like I'm trying to get back in shape and all that. So it's kind of frustrating. It's kind of frustrating. Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing is like I get like super fixated. You're past chubby? Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I don't know, man. It definitely could be worse. It definitely could be worse. Your body is great. Yeah, it could be a lot worse, trust me. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I get really self-conscious about my appearance. And it's like I think some of it I think it's literally just my angle of the camera and the lighting. Like I think when you see yourself on camera, it can give you like a delusion. Like you think that you're ugly, or if you think that you're hotter than you are. Like it's like two different delusions, right? Like I think with me, like a lot of the delusion is that I look at myself and I think that this particular camera angle is like indicative of my appearance, and I see myself in a distorted view, and it makes me have like self-conscious thoughts. Are you a model? Yes. I've been doing an art modeling job the past 2 months. Um and it's actually kind of like it's really like it's really testing, like I have a lot of potential, and it's like it's a huge test of like what is possible. And I notice myself being able to show up to a job and be able to fulfill like across a 3 hour period. I can hold poses for like sometimes 20 minutes at a time. Like that's pretty good. You don't think that's a dissolution? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to make you think you have a weight problem. No, don't worry about it, bro. A lot of people say all sorts of things. Yeah, I mean, I know I look great, but it's just I want to look better. How old am I? I'm 38. And it's like, I'm not getting any younger either. So, uh, I do think that I look pretty good considering everything. Like, but I get like really self-conscious about my appearance, and I don't wear makeup because it's a lot of work, and I don't really feel like I get a huge return on it. But at some point I want to start doing makeup, because a little bit of makeup can make a difference on camera. What's art modeling? So like I'm getting paid, I think it's like $30 an hour. Um for modeling nude for art classes at the college. I'm 38. I was born in 88. Um Maybe to Stevie Wonder. Dude, Stevie Wonder's blind. Any shrub around that chub? I don't have a chub. Come as you are. Type 1 in chat if you are. Hey, if I mix these two letters, does it look like it says something else? Eat cum. Eat cum. You guys see it? You look outstanding. I mean, I don't even know if like if we had a button that we could press that makes ourselves 10 times more attractive, would we be happy? Like, would you ever be happy enough? Like, would it ever be enough? Right? Like, so a lot of people consider me to be attractive, but then I look in the mirror and I'm like looking at my worst possible features. Do you have a six pack? Definitely not. Like, yeah, no, a lot of it is also just like water retention, because I started creatine. Only if nobody else had that button. Huh. She was on TV. Nicole Bass. Yeah, no, here's the thing is like, would it ever be enough? if I had a button that magically made my body reverse the first puberty and just have gone through my second puberty, right? If I had a button that changed my body like to be like what it would have been if I had only gone through female puberty. Like what would things be really would things really be that different? Like to be honest, like I actually don't know if they would be. My genetics are kind of locked in. Um like some things changed with like the hormones and the surgery, but like I mean honestly, like I just look the way I look. And like that's just how it is. Like I looked very similar before my second puberty, but not really. I look very different. But um are you a boxer? Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of it is just like I have a hard time wearing tank tops because I feel really exposed because it looks like I have really super crazy boxy shoulders. Like I look like a barrel. And like especially when it's like I'm wearing like a tank top or a dress that exposes my shoulders and when I like lift up my arms like this. But then it's like, hey, like that's very like it's not like unattractive. It's not about whether or not it's attractive. It's like I have this image in my mind of what I should look like. And like it's just it's hard. What's your live stream about? We're gonna be drawing again. Barrels need loving too. Uh yeah, no, here's the thing is it's not about whether or not I'm attractive or not, because somebody will always be attracted to you. Like that's not the problem. Like and then here's the thing, it's not because I'm just like, like settling or whatever. It's like I have been told I should be a model like most of my life. Like when I was when I was more masculine, when I was transitioning, and when I and kind of like where I am now, people have told me I need to be a model. Like I have always had like an appearance that people wanted, and I didn't feel comfortable about my own body as a man, and so I transitioned and I got surgeries. So things are better now because I feel better, and now it's just I just need to go through the motions. There's some things changing in my life that I don't have any control over, but I'm working with an agency that is finding housing for me. And I'm going to have a new living situation, and I'm going to be able to make better content. I'm going to be able to play around with the camera more. I'm going to be able to mess around with the lighting. I'm going to be able to change camera angles and do all sorts of different types of content. And most importantly, I'm going to be in a better state of mind. Like that, I have no way to truly convey how like miserable things have been. And I'm just doing my best to kind of like keep myself, like keep going. You have good natural facial structure. Yeah, I mean, I got some facial feminization surgery, but the surgeon told me that like the structure itself was pretty solid and that he just had to do some refinements. I look at pictures of myself before the surgery and I see somebody who is butt ugly, and I'm so glad I got the surgery. But if I'm going to be real, that a lot of that was in my own head because people found me attractive, but I felt ugly. I felt too masculine. I felt like I just felt butt ugly. Okay. Hey, what's up, Sir Charles Buddington, Charles Buddington. Yeah, ever since the surgery, like, they made my nose a little smaller, and like they didn't do anything with my cheekbones are natural. Um, like they kind of did some stuff with my eyebrows and my hairline. They like moved it forward, but you can see the scar tissue, right? You can see the scar tissue from the incisions, which is kind of it does kind of bother me, but it could be a lot worse. And they kind of rounded out the edges here, and they kind of did some stuff here. They can't take too much here. Both men and women have Adam's apple. They're not supposed to get rid of it. But they can, like, they shaved it a little bit. So, like, there was some contouring on my jaw. I still have a little bit extra skin that I've been trying to do stretches to get rid of. There's stretches you can do to get rid of the, like, double chin. Because I got, like, like, you have to do this. It looks really ugly. It looks really ugly. But if you do this, like, and like this, you see, like, the stretching, right? It, like, stretches it out. And then also just, like, massage on the neck to get, like, stimulate the, like, the lymph nodes and all that. Basically, there's like really small things over time that I could work on to improve my appearance. Your eyes or lips? My lips are natural. I think because my nose got changed, because my nose got smaller and the doctor lifted it up a little bit, because it was pointing down, and the doctor, like, lifted it up, and there's more space between my nose and my lip. I think he put a little bit of cells, like, from my belly button. This scar is actually from vaginoplasty. They put the robot in my belly button, or below it, to go from the other side outward. So, to do the vaginal canal. But basically, because of that, like, they took some fat cells from my belly button and they put it in my lip. I don't know if he put it in my bottom lip, because my bottom lip was always, like, this big. My lips were always very luscious. I was made fun of as a kid because I was supposedly supposed to be a boy. So as a boy, I was, like, there was a lot of comments from other boys, about like, my lips and my butt and stuff like that. So when I was like 18, I started putting everything together that I think I would be happier if I just lived as a woman, because as a man, I couldn't be a gay guy that was, like, super, like, hey, like, I couldn't be like that. That was not really me. Even though obviously that's a stereotype, but at the same time, like, I didn't identify as gay. I didn't feel like a gay man. I just felt like a chick. And I'm like, there was also another part of it, was that if people are just constantly confusing which gender I am, people are like, wait, are you a boy or a girl? Are you a boy or are you a girl? Because I was really androgynous, because I was more, I was kind of had a female, like, feminine body. And because I was, like, kind of pretty, like, for, compared to, like, a lot of men. And so, like, growing up, I was constantly called, like, a girl, and I didn't really, like, it's just kind of ironic. Like, I got, like, pissed about it because I was supposed to be a boy according to, society. But at the same time, there was, like, a whole thing about it where at one point I just, like, said, would it be harder to just keep fighting against people, or just accept that maybe it would be better if I'm just a girl? Because then people are gonna, like, expect me to be, like, female. I could do things that are actually, like, make me happy. And it was more than just, like, what other people thought, but that was like the little toothpick that you pull out, or, like, the Jenga piece, right? You pull out the little Jenga piece, and then you're like, oh, okay, now I got to pull out the next Jenga piece, and then you pull out the other Jenga piece, and then suddenly, it crashes down, because you finally you hit so many Jenga pieces before it actually falls, But the first Jenga piece was like, hey, maybe I would be happier if I had a female body, and then, like, yeah, I don't have a dick. I knew from the very beginning once I like started asking those questions of myself. One of the questions was, would I be happier if I had a vagina? And the answer was like overwhelmingly yes. And this was 18 years ago. Um, any surgeries? Yeah, I had facial surgery and I had vaginoplasty. You can't naturally have a vagina unless you're born with one. Um, like you can't just do a special exercise. Like here, get a kettlebell, and you do this, and eventually your dick will go inside you, you just no, not it wasn't out of no. I'm what I'm saying is the question of conforming was the first Jenga piece. Do you understand? Like you have a Jenga tower, right? Do you guys ever play Jenga? You guys know what I'm talking about? Do I need to explain? Do I need to explain Jenga? Okay, Jenga is like a tower where you have these little wooden blocks and they're like rectangles, cubes, right? You stack them three and then you turn the next one horizontal and you stack another three and then you stack another and you stack them up in a tower. And you have to take turns taking one block out. And if you pull it out and it falls, you lose. So basically, and I'm trying to say this in like lose. It's not about like whether it's not about the game. Okay. It's about the metaphor. Okay. Okay. So like if you keep pulling out the blocks, you pull out one block and then you put it on top. And then eventually you just take turns pulling out blocks. You can only take out so many blocks before it just topples over. Okay. So like you take out the first block was, maybe it would be easier if I was a girl. That was the first question because I had an issue where as a man, I kept on being questioned on whether or not I was a man. Because people were like, why do you have long hair? Like, why do you swish your butt when you walk? Why do you look like a girl? Like, why, there was all these questions. I had to like falsify my voice. Like, I was like, hey bro, what's up? Like, I like made my voice deeper, right? Because I didn't really have like a natural like manly voice. I had to like force it. I did a lot of things to try to look more manly. To like seem more like a man because I was constantly called a girl. That in and of itself is not the Jenga fall. Okay, like that is the first piece. There was other pieces where I started thinking like, would I be happier with a vagina? Like, would would it be like, would I be happier? Like it was a whole bunch of different questions of like, it wasn't about like because of this I am trans. That's not how it is. The question is, would I be happier if I went through with it? Because the reason why you transition doesn't matter so much. What matters is what the transition leads you to. Because I think a lot of people worry that like, oh, but people aren't actually trans, they're just confused. And it's like, yeah, they might be confused. But some people, when they're confused, they start asking questions and they get clarity. And then when you have clarity, you then know what to do. And for some people, transitioning and getting surgeries, taking hormones, all that, for some people, that is the clarity. I'd love some kitty. Right? Meow. Say hi to Brazil. Hi, Brazil. I'm Rebecca. Anyway, happy Saturday. Yeah, what's good, peoples? How you doing? I'm watching you. Jeffrey Dahmer? Are you serious? There's somebody named Jeffrey Dahmer in my chat? Jesus Christ. Oh, hail, Gearlock. Yeah, I don't know. Let's do something about this. Um, yeah, I don't really know how to have this conversation because people are having this conversation all the time. People have no idea what to do about this conversation. The conversation goes pretty much like this. People have this notion that if only people went to therapy and talked and dealt with their problems, then maybe they would find out they're not actually trans. And I do that idea is based on the foundational belief that people are falsely diagnosing themselves as trans, which is, if you break it down, you kind of see how ridiculous that is. Like, if you really break it down, because here's the thing. Nobody is prescribing transitioning to people. The patient is prescribing it. Do you understand? Like, this is not how trans medicine works. They don't say, oh, here, these are your symptoms. Oh, looks like it's transgender. I prescribe you vagina. Like, that's not how it works. It's not like, I mean, it is complex. So if I would say, because I'm also autistic, I would say it's kind of like being autistic. Because, like, when you're autistic, the diagnosis is one thing, but the treatment is flexible, right? Because everybody is different. Everybody has different needs. Like, autistic people are on a spectrum, right? So with gender dysphoria, the gender dysphoria itself can be diagnosed. And the only reason it's on a DSM-5 is so that we can have something to point to to be able to justify insurance to pay for potential procedures. So, like, that's the reason why we have a DSM-5. It's not to, the reason why we have diagnoses in the first place is so that we can actually point to something, so that we can justify insurance paying for things. Are you a Decepticon from Transformers? What? No, I don't understand why people seem to think that some doctors are convincing people to transition. I don't understand why people would think that's what's going on. Like, what's going on is the patient comes to the doctor and says, I have gender dysphoria. I want to get surgeries. And the doctor is like, well, there's a screening process, and there's like another process, and then there's another process, and there's another process, and there's another process. And by the way, it's probably going to take like 5 years. Are you up in, like, but I'm going to open up as many doors as I can for you. I'm going to put out referrals for you. That's pretty much what happened. I spent 5 years of my life pursuing that. The doctors only opened the door for me. I was the one who went through. You've never felt a gender? Yes, some people are agender. That's a thing, right? You just know what I am. Exactly. Like, that's kind of how it is. People just kind of know who they are. Some people are agender. Like, you don't really feel like you are a boy or a girl. You just feel like you're a person. Like, you like Pokemon. You like playing soccer. You like video games. You like, like cartoons. Like, that's like, you're thinking, like, not about gender. You're thinking about genuine, like, things that we share, right? As humanity, right? But you're not the only person on the planet. So other people feel things differently, right? So I don't understand why people have this false notion that you're somehow not transgender just because you're confused, whatever that means. Or because you had trauma in your childhood. Or, like, do you know how many people have had trauma in their childhood? Everybody. So if only 2% of the population is coming forward with, begging people for, like, gender surgeries and such like that, if only like 2% of the planet is like transgender, then what does that tell you? It's like, if the vast majority of people who have had childhood trauma are not transgender, then why is this, like, notion of, oh, well, you only think you're trans because you went through childhood trauma? Like, obviously I went through childhood trauma. Everybody does. Where are you on the spectrum? I have extreme, like, social blindness and emotional regulation issues, but I am working on it. I have a group of therapists I work with. They're part of all these multiple agencies that I'm working with. And one of these agencies is like a behavioral therapy. Another agency is finding me a home. Um, yeah, and I could function normal too. Yeah, here's the thing is Captain Treasure. Your experience is not everybody else's. And it's okay for two people to be different. And I think that's like, I think you get it, but it's just people. I am happy, at least when it comes, as happy as anybody can be, right? So like, I went through my surgeries for a reason. It took 13 years for me to finally actually pursue it. Like, it took 13 years since knowing I needed it. I spent 13 years like burying it down, making excuses, saying, oh, well, maybe if I just deal with my life first, quote unquote, right? Everybody says, oh, why don't you just deal with these other things first? What happens is I tried to shove down the reality that I'm transgender. I shoved that down and I tried to do all the things that people want us to do, which is like, oh, why don't you just try, going to the gym, try getting a job, try getting like whatever. None of those things matter because you're not dealing with the fundamental thing that needs to be treated. You're burying it inside of you, and that's never good, no matter who you are. And I wish people would get it because they have like this weird notion in their brain that gender dysphoria is somehow this magical, mystical thing that exists outside of reality and that people are just delusional. It's a real thing. Just like having diabetes is a real thing. Do you have a job? Well, I have SSI because I'm developmentally disordered because I have autism related issues. That's why I qualify for all these agencies. I have lifetime access because I have a developmental disorder. You have Jenga dysphoria? Hey, Neat Dreams, what's up? So it's like, I know I probably shouldn't talk about this. I can go in circles for hours about this. It is never ending. It will drive you crazy. There are always going to be people who do not understand transgender medicine and they don't understand the nature of being transgender. And I wish I could convey it to them, but I don't think it's possible. It's drugs. What are you talking about? You mentally ill? Yeah, but I mean, so is everybody. Are you telling me you're not mentally ill? Did you stop ruminating? I mean, everybody does. You women? Yes. Mikazuki. No, here's the thing, is like, at some point you need to learn how to just be like, take those, like, that need to, like, explain, am I still a furry? When was I ever a furry? I don't really identify as a furry. You're mentally chill? Hell yeah. Social blindness? You asked that earlier. Sorry for not asking. Social blindness is like, if somebody, I don't know how to decode social language. And when I say social language, like, I mean, this is really complex. This goes back to elementary school. Okay, like, you have to understand, this isn't just something that I picked off of Reddit. This is something that I have experienced my entire life, and I've had multiple psychiatrists help me pin down, and I still don't get it. That doesn't matter because their job isn't to figure it all out. Their job is to help me. Do you understand? Like, you don't need to have a label. You don't need to say, oh, this is what caused this. This is what I'm getting at with transgender medicine as well. It's not about what caused it. It's about what you're going to do about it. That's what autism is, and that's also what being transgender is. Are you going to take hormones? Are you going to get surgeries? That's the real questions that you're asking, and it's different for everybody. Hey, Liz Cano. Basically, social blindness, it's basically like, it's not that I'm stupid. It's not that I don't understand social, like, rules and social connection. It's very complex because there's things that I understand, but I have to, like, work hard to decode them. Do you understand? Like, it's a lot of bandwidth that I'm going through this little algorithm every time I'm in a social situation. Like, am I supposed to say this? Are there things I'm not supposed to say? Is that when that person says that, are they being sincere or are they joking? Are they being sarcastic? Are they exaggerating? Am I in danger? Like there's all sorts of things that happen in our daily interactions in life that I'm not able to decode by default. Now, just because it's not by default doesn't mean I can't run like an algorithm to like punch through, right? Like I'm running an algorithm to overcome that. Like my default is that I just accept all data and I don't know how to fit into society without friction. I have never been able to figure it out 100%. And I was punished as a kid for it. I didn't do well in school. I did well academically, but I didn't do well socially. I was not able to follow in line. I was not able to behave myself. I was not able to like not disrupt the classroom. There was like constant problems. There's problems in the workplace. There's problem with relationships. It's still going on. I don't think it's ever going to change. I think it's permanent. But that doesn't mean I'm doomed. I think what it just means is that I have like a huge deficit of social blindness. And then it causes me extreme friction. And then I get extreme emotional dysregulation. And I'll like scream at the top of my lungs, having meltdowns. Manual mode, NTs are automatic. Yeah, I have to be like, it's like driving a manual car, right? I mean, I guess that's too simplified, but it's like I have to build it from scratch every time. I don't have like a default mode network of understanding how to fit in dynamically into social connections. And social connections involve more than just friends. That's only one part of it. When you think social, you have to think about the entirety of like society, right? Like employment. That was always a big one. How can you keep a job if you don't know how you're supposed to be? And it's constantly stressing you out every single day. How to actually follow the rules of society. The rules that aren't written down, by the way. It's really frustrating. It's exhausting, and I am getting better. And I have coaching now. The difference now is because I'm working with all these agencies, and I have lifetime access. I have lifetime access to this kind of funding to different agencies. I have behavioral coaching. I have people I can talk to that actually help me through these things. But it's like I have to run this manual machine every single day. Share a little bit about your experiences, maybe grieving against psychiatrists. I don't want to get into that. It's too personal. I mean, good on you for being disruptive. Screw them normies. I know that you're just kind of being silly, but like it really has destroyed my life. Like it has affected my life negatively since I was 3 years old. Okay, I'm 38 now. Why does I'm like female Cillian Murphy, apparently. This has destroyed my life since I was 3 years old. Not being able to understand how to fit into society. And people say, "Oh, but just be different. Be different. Just be you're fine the way you are." You need money to pay rent. And if you can't pay rent, if you don't have a place to live, you will be homeless. If you're homeless, you can never be yourself. Okay, do you understand like how terrifying it is? Being yourself just because, oh, screw everyone else. Just be yourself. It's not about like not being myself or not. It's about, am I able to actually make my life work? So it's like, I know that people say like, just be yourself, just be okay with it. Fuck the haters, all that kind of stuff. People always say that kind of stuff. But what they don't see is that I have been struggling my entire life trying to fit in to a social situation that would benefit me. instead of hurt me. I would constantly be sent to the principal's office or sent home. I would constantly be bullied because I thought that they were my friends. I was constantly like, disrupting the classroom and then punished for it. I was constantly having trouble in the workplace. Yeah, I'm a trans femme. I have also post-op. Um, and so I don't know. Things are starting to work out now, though. It took all these years, and I'm 38, and I'm finally starting to get advocacy and support for something I've struggled with my entire life, and I'm just tired. I'm dead tired. And they are about to find me housing, and I'm going to be able to have my own living situation away from this trailer, away from my family, or away from relying on people who can take away everything in a heartbeat. Now, this situation I'm in, this is the best I can keep. No, I have no alternative situation without these agencies. I'm here and I'm on the lease, and people can't, unless I did something to get kicked out, which is very hard to do in this neighborhood. um, and I'm nowhere near that. I would have to get evicted, and that's not going to happen. They're very much aware of my situation. I've worked with them a lot. I'm very well documented. I'm probably like them, like, I don't know anybody in my life more documented than I am. I would almost say I'm institutionalized. I mean, I think I am, actually. The only thing that's different is I'm not living in a mental health facility. I'm independent, but I'm pretty institutionalized. Like I'm completely documented. Like my whole entire medical history is like every single medical agency in like the gold, like the in the SF Bay Area. Like I'm like famous. like 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 among like clinical like connections, right? Are you gonna take all them pillows? Um, I'm gonna take this. I don't even know if I'm just gonna get new pillows. I think I'm gonna leave all my blankets and my pillows. I have like one blanket I want to bring. Maybe I'll bring the pillows. Society is the mental health facility. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but it's just I'm on my way out of all this bullshit. It's gonna be behind me, and it's gonna be gone forever. I'm never gonna be alone ever again. I'm never gonna be stuck in a corner defending myself ever again. I have people who are fighting for me. Would you fight one elephant-sized duck or 100 duck-sized elephants? The duck-sized elephants. No, actually, wait a minute. An elephant-sized duck. Because if it was at one duck, it's big, but there's things I can do against one giant thing, right? Like you can kind of like, there's strategies. 100 duck-sized elephants? Those things are gonna stampede on you, bro. You like my hair? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just been kind of, ranting about all this. People brought it up, and I know that's kind of the nature of streaming, right? People have questions, and I'm talking. It's literally parasocial, okay? Like, come on. I know what I'm doing, but for some reason, I think I'm doing it wrong. Like, my brain tells me that I'm doing live streaming wrong. Like, hey, Detroit, become mutant, or Detroit become human? Become. Yeah, no, ducks weigh like 2 pounds. Yeah, but if it's an elephant-sized duck, it's going to be the weight of an elephant. So it's going to be really dangerous. But if it's 100 duck-sized elephants, even like 100 ducks can do some real damage. Okay. 100 ducks can do some real damage. However, an elephant-sized duck would probably eat you. Whereas a duck-sized elephant will not be would not eat you. The strength of a muscle is proportional to the square of their mass, while the size and weight is the cube of their mass. 100 duck-sized elephants, if they could survive shrinking to that size. Chill stream? Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Literally, people show up to a live stream for the parasocialness, right? They would still be almost as strong as they are in full size. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I'm not even going to verify what you just said, but I'm going to believe it. Hey, France, I'm Rebecca. The black cat. The black. Okay, what are we doing? I'm going to draw, I think. We were just like kind of chatting about stuff, and it's ma'am. Okay, what are we? Let's get the thing. You are so fine as wine. So gorgeous like a cheeseburger. Mmm, cheeseburger. Hell yeah. Okay, so sharpen these pencils, bro. Pencil cam, pencil sharpener cam. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Oh, it's getting this thing where it's like that edge is like wood and like this other one isn't. Pencil goes in. Okay. It should have been me. Shoddy, are you single by any chance? Yeah, I'm single, but you probably don't have a chance. Sorry, bro. Yeah, I don't know what it is. What's up with this pencil sharpener? I mean, these pencils are not getting sharpened like correctly. It's like average person's colon can stretch to accommodate 4 to 5 rats. Remember me. Hey, Rainy Gal. How you doing? Jesus Christ, you guys are crazy. Pencil angle to the blade angle is off. Ball sag? Ball sag? You guys talking about balls? Okay. Feel them try. Okay, you guys are crazy. Ah. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're just basically usual. I kind of don't really have a plan. I'm just kind of drawing and hanging out and chatting, having something to do on chat while we, on stream while we chat. It's pretty much, we're just hanging out. You just came out as a trans girl, your parents, they're kicking me out? Yeah, that fucking sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. I wish I could help you, but I went through my own struggle. And, I'm just trying to, I got through it. That's pretty much my only advice is to just keep fighting, because everyone is going to fight against you. And the best thing you can do is to just keep fighting, because there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Trust me, I went through it. I thought it was impossible, but I got all my surgeries. Against every odd. Like, against all odds. Can you shout out to Hellzel? Yeah, I just generally start out with I'm trying to not I'm not really like in a very stable situation with my drawing ability or my painting ability. So basically my goal right now is to just show up and get used to the idea of working on drawing. So right now I'm not really going to be able to fully like show up, like to do anything in particular. So, but instead of not showing up at all, I'm showing up and I'm just kind of working on, just making random marks and trying to find the, like the order to the chaos is pretty much what I'm doing. And I'm just kind of like letting my hand flow freely, getting used to holding the pencil, getting used to making marks on the page to build like muscle memory and like motor ability and all sorts of stuff like that. You're number one? Hell yeah, Funky Monkey. Let's go. Yeah, trust the process. See, the thing is I know that I have like, I could always do more over time. But what I can't do is make up for years and years and years of not showing up all at once. So I have to just start. So I'm trying to train my brain to show up to the page every day. And, basically just let it happen. And just have fun. That's also like something that so many people forget. Everybody's chasing some kind of career. And it's like, not everybody's going to have a career in art, but everybody can be an artist. It doesn't mean you have to like, oh, I'm never going to be able to make a living off of it, so I may as well just never draw. I think that's bullshit. I think everybody should draw because it gives you a clearer understanding of the world around you. Now, I'm not like particularly exercising any particular skill right now. I'm not trying to draw anything in particular. It's kind of like just like improv. Like it's basically improv. Like I'm just like what is going to come through the chaos? Like what patterns will emerge? And like try to play into that if I can. And it's kind of interesting. It's not where I want to be with my art. I want to be in a place where I can look at something and say, I want to draw a bridge. I want to draw a landscape. I want to draw like a naked woman. I want to draw a naked man. I want to draw a car. I want to draw like a coffee mug. Like I want to be able to do that. In order to do that, I have to actually start drawing those things and building that skill. But I don't know what it is, but like part of me just has a really tough time speeding up this process. And so I have to trust the process and just let myself take time. And not force it. Because a lot of people speed up the process, but I'm not one of those people. I take a really long time to do things. Draw Donald Trump? I don't know, man. Sometimes I don't really know, like, if I'm ever gonna be okay. I think a lot of people are asking that question nowadays. People are scared. People don't know what's gonna come next. They don't know how they're gonna be able to survive. But I need to trust my own process because I'm already making things happen for me. I already have. Genius artist in the making? Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, I already have made things happen. I can't speak for other trans people. I can probably help trans people, but I am terrified of my own situation, and I managed to get through my own situation. I am sorry if things aren't working out for other people, but I spent all my past 6 years of my life getting what I got. And I am not equipped to be able to help other trans people. At least in like a sense of like telling them what to do. The only thing I can really say is that I am proof that it's possible. So good luck. Never give up. Just keep fighting, because that's what I did. But just know that there's light at the end of the tunnel if you keep fighting. Don't ever give up hope. Don't ever stop. Because when you stop, you're going to make it stop. Like, because, you know, it's not going to be handed to you. It's one of those things in life that if you don't fight for it, you lose it. Thoughts on USA tag teaming with... Okay. Please no extremely political chat. I know that things are really heated right now in the United States and in the world, but we're not really trying to talk about those kind of things. There's content creators that do talk about those things. I'm not one of them. And so we're here to just kind of chill out and be a little bit parasocial and, you know, just hang out and talk and draw together and try to think about the good things. You know, try to think about all the fuzzy things that make us happy. I know, not in a way that like we're burying our head in the sand, but you know, like reality isn't going to go away just because we, we allow ourselves to be, you know, have a little bit of peace. You know, like can we just like, you know, have a nice cup of tea and like do some drawing? Is that allowed? Can I proceed with this, please? Like, I mean, I know that, you know, this is definitely is it okay with you if I don't get into the politics? Is it okay with you? Like, the joke is that I don't need their permission. No, I mean, we got our own vibes here. I'm trying to build something that's different than what I normally do. I know that normally I talk about political stuff, but we already talked about a lot of heavy concepts already. And most of those are related to my personal struggles. And I want people to understand that the reason I talked about political stuff was because it impacted me directly. Is that selfish? Maybe. But I am not a political content creator. I am not a political activist. I don't want to talk about extremely upsetting news content. I don't want to talk about political content. If I do, it's because I am selfish and you got lucky, and that's your only opportunity is when you find me talking about it. And I can't guarantee that you won't get timed out if you get too volatile or if you get too controversial. But I also kind of want to just I kind of just want to point out that I'm trying to build something different, and maybe I shot myself in the foot by talking so openly about political issues on my channel. It is just who I am. But I also want people to understand, I think people do notice the difference. When I talk about stuff, it isn't to divide people, it's to connect people. I'm not trying to divide people. I'm trying to help bring people together. It's like we're hanging out and we're having dinner together. I'm not trying to make like hyperbolic, extremely divisive political content to drive the algorithm. That's not what this is. Okay, we're just people hanging out, and sometimes we talk about real life issues because we're human and we're adults. So, I don't know how to, I don't know how to deal with that, because internet's a crazy place, bro. And I have to come to peace with that as a content creator, people are going to come in here trying to turn it into a political war zone, and I have to kind of set my foot down. This isn't a political war zone. If you want to start fights with people, do it elsewhere. Hey, Jamie Turd, welcome back. Yeah, so like, but I also don't really know what else to talk about. So, to be fair, I'm the one who brought up a lot of these topics throughout these past 6 years. But also, these past 6 years, I was struggling with a very difficult challenge. And I'm a fundamentally different person now than I used to be. I used to be very upset all the time. I used to be very angry. I used to be very controversial and trying to get people's attention and trying to get myself noticed so that I could get famous or something. And it didn't really work out that way. So now I'm trying to do something different. Or is that okay with you? Like, is it okay that I be somebody that's different than what you thought I was? Is that okay? Is it okay for me to be a human being with flaws that wants to change directions than what I used to be? Because I used to be a very angry person, and I don't want that to be my content. Yeah, the thing is people eat, so it's not even like 100% like other people's fault, because if I set a precedent that this is like, we're talking about like political stuff, right? It kind of opens up the floodgates, and that's like, it's kind of more of a shame on me kind of situation. Because why would I be mad at people for following my vibe, right? Like if people are wanting to talk about that, it's because I was talking about it. but I don't know how to stop. I don't know how to just be a normal content creator. It's actually, I haven't opened up too much about this, but it's really terrified me that have I just like kind of locked myself in to being a certain type of content creator. Hey, what's up, Cinder? I'm kind of terrified because it's like, I've set like a lot of precedent on my YouTube channel about what kind of content I do and the kind of stuff I talk about. I don't know how to move it to a better direction. And I guess I just have to keep trying and like just kind of, you know, show, don't tell. But I like right now, I have a really hard time ignoring like the, it's easier for me to talk about these things because I've already talked about them. But like the more I talk about it, the deeper hole I bury myself into a deeper and deeper hole of like becoming a political content creator. And that's not what I want to do. I don't even know what I want to do. We're drawing right now and we're figuring stuff out. So I guess that's what we're doing. We're just figuring it out. And I've invited people to join this journey with me. I don't know what my channel is going to be like 3 years from now. So I guess that's what our content is me figuring it out. And I'm not gonna just like accept that things can't be changed. That I'm like some people call me a Karen. I don't want to be a Karen. I don't want to be like other content creators that tear people down. I might want to talk about interesting topics. Like all content creators do. But I also don't really know, like, where I belong. What's your favorite things in life? People. I know that people can be also some of the most annoying part of life. But I feel like the people that truly matter make it all worth it. Because I like finding out what other people think. I like finding out, like, because when we're stuck by ourselves, that's when the depression hits. That's when we get stuck in our own thoughts and we get stuck in a loop. But when you meet other people and you listen to what they're struggling with and the things that they think and the things that they like, it starts to, you know, give yourself a fresh new angle on life. Like things that used to think were terrifying, or things that make you used to feel like your life is never going to improve, or that nothing is ever going to change. You meet somebody who kind of opens up your mind a little bit, that you don't have to think about it that negatively, or you don't have to be like, the things that you think are true are probably not. And I think when you meet people and you connect with people, and when I say connect, I mean meaningfully connect, not just like, you know, walking around and going to the library. I'm talking about genuinely connect with another human being and understand that person, listen to their life, listen to what they feel about stuff, and be a part of that person's life. I feel like that's really what, like, the most important thing in life. And you know, kind of like paradoxically, if you're on YouTube, it's a very solitary place. I mean, the music came on just at the right time. Yeah, I mean, I don't maybe things will make more sense when I'm situated in that new living situation and I'm settled in and I'm able to think clearly and I can actually find out what my voice as a creator is. And for now, we're just kind of figuring it out. Just like my drawing. And in fact, it's a lot of ways. It's exactly parallel to what we're doing on my drawings. I literally have no idea what direction this drawing is going. I'm just kind of making random marks on the page and seeing what happens. That's kind of what my YouTube channel is. Like when you break it down. Draw a dick? All I know is that I'm starting to get into a new balance of like showing up to my stream, having the freedom of like accepting that my content is not going to be absolutely top tier. My content is not going to be like getting like, you know, hundreds of thousands of views or whatever. It's not about that. And also just accepting that it's still good enough. It's good enough for where I am right now. And I'm showing up and I'm making momentum, and that's really what I'm building. Because the creativity can come iteratively, just like with drawing. I don't have to figure it all out in one drawing session. Hey, HRAG Gaming. Just like with drawing, I don't have to figure out my entire art journey in a single drawing session. I don't need to know every single detail of what direction I'm going. In fact, I don't think that's possible. You only learn iteratively. So if I try to decide right now like what kind of content creator I want to be, I've been exploring that over the past like 6 years. I've been live streaming since 2019, since before I started my transition. Then I started transitioning and I used my live stream as a place to document, you know, and get myself through it. It was not just a vlog, it was like a survival tool. What do you think about fashion? I wish I could be a model, like a fashion model. I am pursuing a career as a model. I'm an art model right now. I'm technically a professional model. I would love to do fashion modeling, but one step at a time. I can't afford clothes to do my own fashion modeling, and I don't know how to get opportunities as a model just yet. But I don't have to, like I said, I don't have to figure it all out at once. I can just keep showing up and doing it, and then add a little bit over time. And the thing about that is if you do that, you're going to end up getting stronger and stronger, because you're not just doing one thing at a time. Your previous experience compounds together over time, and every time you iterate to do something a little bit more expansive, like, you're going to have more resources. Like, I'm building resources right now, and I just, it's hard for me to see that. Yeah, Serby, welcome back. Yeah, I've been away for the past couple of days. I got a personal life of myself too. I'm trying to learn how to be okay with this kind of uncertainty with where, like, my YouTube is gonna go and with where my career is gonna go. But, like, I'm trying to learn how to just be okay with just accepting things, like, a little bit added up over time. And also just not being, and also it's like specifically with art, being okay with not really knowing how to improve just yet. I don't really have to improve just yet. In fact, I never have to improve. Like, if I don't want to. It's a ship? A dig? Like a robotic dragon? Yeah, and well, thank you, Jamie. I love your name, by the way. Turd Pencil. Yeah, I mean, it's just I'm also having like I have this like goalpost shifting issue. Or like I've achieved things and then it feels like I need to do more in order to justify my existence. And there's some things I can never achieve. I don't know if I can stop people from being transphobic. I don't know if anybody can. I don't know if any single person can, at the very least. It's probably going to happen very slowly over time. A lot of people, I don't want to get into the, see, this is the problem. It's so easy to get sucked into politics when you're transgender. Don't smell it. Just thinking about transgender related things brings up politics. It's a real problem. And as a transgender content creator, it's hard to avoid being sucked into those political discussions. It's just like naturally part of my existence. And it's like, I don't know what to do about it. I'm a little terrified. It's a worm in an apple. Oh, there's the worm, right? Got you. Hey, I blame YouTube. Yeah, I've been told I look like a female Cillian Murphy. I also, some people said I look like Uma Thurman. I should do a movie with Cillian Murphy where he plays me pre-transition. That would be crazy. Like, he could pull off the male version of me as an actor. That'd be crazy. You're way prettier. He is very attractive. I think it's the cheeks. Like... I think it's just the cheekbones. He's got very prominent cheekbones. Do you watercolor? I do have watercolors. I got some brushes that are really good. I haven't used them yet, but I haven't really worked on watercolor. I did it like one time. Yeah, I got these Artegria Intuition series. Synthetic Squirrel. Welcome back, Rainy. Yeah, so we got these brushes, these watercolor brushes. I have yet to try them out yet, but and they're all stiff. They would have to be moistened, which they will. But we're not doing painting so much. I'm mostly focused right now on trying to just draw and get into the habit of drawing. Mostly pencil, but also ballpoint. Sometimes I work with colors, with watercolors. I only did one so far, but Um, I also got acrylics. But you know, I also think like working with crayons, like, is good. Because crayons are nice and simple and cheap. Or working with colored pencil, which we've done a couple of those on stream. The sad beauty eyes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel super pretty right now. But,
You fight well in the old style, but you've caused me enough trouble. Now,
yeah, sometimes, like, I start streaming,
the shredder.
I get a little bit lost in my head a lot. And, like, I feel like I'm, like, losing my mind. But I think then I just remember that everybody's kind of operating on the same kind of bullshit baseline. And it's not just me. I think everybody's kind of just fucked. Like, people are tired, bro. Like, people are tired. People have no idea how they're gonna live their lives. People are struggling to make ends meet. Some people think they have the right answers, but it's only worked for them. And they think everybody has to live the same way, even though it's not gonna work that way. Like, somebody getting success doing something a certain way doesn't guarantee other people to do it if they do the same thing. Especially if their skill set is different. And especially if they have very different, like, you know, reality. Like, they have, like, a very different situation that they live with. Or a different skill set. Or different opportunities. Sometimes things are just luck. So, like, to think that, like, you know what everybody else needs to do. Some people are convinced that the only proper way to live life is to get married, have kids, raise a family. And that if you're not doing that by the time you're a certain age, that you're a failure. Which is ridiculous, because that basically means it's impossible to succeed after you've failed that condition. Which is, like, really permanent for no reason. Like, why is your success condition in life contingent on some arbitrary milestone that somebody just convinced you that you need to do for some reason? I don't want to start a family. I don't ever want to start a family. But for some people, that's the definition of success. That they get married, have kids, and have a big house. With, like, a dog or a cat or something, and like a swimming pool or something. Like, that's their big goal in life, and they think that that's what makes them successful. They're like, oh, I met all the milestones. I'm not a loser. And it's like, well, you're not a loser just because you don't do that. Like, what? It's such a ridiculous standard. If that's the standard that you're living by, well, what about people who can't have kids? Are you just going to call everybody who doesn't have kids in a family a loser? Like, no, like, that's a very specific life goal. Not everybody has that goal. I just want to be able to take care of myself and leave something behind before I die. Doesn't have to be biological. Maybe I can leave behind, like, my novel, hopefully. I want to finish at least one novel before I die. Like, come on. I owe myself that much. I want to finish my novel and not just let it be like, oh yeah, I'm writing a novel, I'm writing a novel, I'm writing... Okay, Brian Griffin. How's that novel you're working on? You finished with that novel? Yeah, custom characters and, everybody's better by the end. And you finished with that novel? You finished with that novel? Like Stewie Griffin. You finished with that novel? You've been working about it for 3 years now. Uh, you make some pretty good headway on that. You're doing some you're doing some outlines and having some characters. Maybe the hero's journey. How you coming on that novel you're working on, huh? Got a big stack of papers there. Got a got a got a nice little story you're working on there. Big novel you've been working on for 3 years, huh? Got a compelling protagonist, huh? Got a obstacle for him to overcome, huh? Little story right there. Working on that for quite some time now. Yeah, talking about that 3 years ago. Yeah, I've been working on that whole time. Nice little narrative, beginning, middle, and end. Some friends becoming enemies, some enemies becoming friends. Yeah, at the end, your main character is future for the experience. Yeah, you got that. No, you deserve some time off. Well, I don't know if I can do a good Stewie. Brian! Brian! Yeah. I think that's enough for today. I did some drawing earlier today too. Let me go get it. You can see what I was working on the past couple of days. I can find everything. kind of just like was out and about, and so it's hard to like actually find. Do I have to go like page by page? Please. God damn it, this is like terrifying. Okay, yeah, there's just like one that I was like practicing. Just like, you know, this is kind of like what I'm doing is I'm just like 6 7 6 7 6 7. I'm kind of just like making marks on the page and like kind of letting things happen just to like get used to drawing over time. And I know it might seem really slow to people and people are not really going to see me improve as an artist very quickly. But I know my learning methods might not seem ideal, but I know how I learn. It takes me a lot longer to process things than it does for most people. I might not be stupid or low into I might be very like high intelligence, but my processing speed, at least the way things are right now, like I was actually like I don't even know if I want to talk about this on stream, but I kind of, you know, I had an assessment with a, you know, assessment to see about if I had ADHD. I don't have ADHD, but as part of that, they assessed my, you know, various different intelligence, and apparently I'm in the 98th percentile of verbal reasoning skills, but I'm in like the bottom, I'm in like the 14th percentile of like processing speed. A lot of that is just like long-term anxiety and stress. Almost looks like Alf. Like it's like a little alien face right there. Yeah, I mean it's just, you know, I just collect these because I don't want to, like, this is supposed to be unused paper. There's not supposed to be anything actually drawn in here. This is supposed to be all unused paper. But I go really slowly because I think a lot of it is literally just this long-term. I've been living here in this really fucked up, chaotic, like terrifying, like no hope kind of living situation with no real way out outside of this agency that's finding me home. Like for 12 years now. And I think it's really starting to like get to me. And I think when you're in like a long-term traumatic situation, it's really hard to be able to, like, you lose IQ. And I think that's, in my form, that's like processing speed. It's harder to process things. But when I do it really well. And it doesn't make me stupid or slow. It just makes me, like, right now, I'm using up a whole lot of bandwidth just to, like, keep myself at a baseline. And it's terrifying me. Yeah, well, I'm gonna go to Jamie Turd Pencil. There's a tiny of little ones in your chat. Yeah, I mean, there's always like a lot of idiots in my chat. That's like kind of always the case. There's just always a bunch of idiots in my chat. I don't know if they're kids or if they're like 40 or 50, but either way, they're very immature. I would actually be, they'd be a little bit less embarrassing if they're just like 15-year-olds with a keyboard. Because if they're like my age, that's way more embarrassing. Like if there's people like my age coming into my chat acting like that, like the weirdos, it's just like, what the hell, bro? But yeah, I mean, I'm getting locked in. You know, like I'm going through a process. It might be really slow. You know, like just making random marks on the page and just kind of seeing what happens. I'm learning a lot of like subconscious little data, like what tendencies do I have, right? Like what kind of like I kind of see like little patterns like of like style. So I'm like kind of like slowly developing like a personal style and an understanding of my own like kind of artistic vocabulary over time. And so it's not like I don't feel like I'm wasting time. I just feel like I'm going really slowly. And that's okay because I'm not in a rush. I'm not trying to build an art career. I'm just hanging out with you guys doing drawing on stream. And once I get into a more like kind of kind of more regular kind of situation going with my energy and getting like a habit of like doing art streams, we'll get back into doing some World of Warcraft. I know I keep promising that, but we will get back into World of Warcraft. I don't want to miss out on the Burning Crusade. I made it very clear. That's why I leveled up my warrior to level 60. Now we're at level 61. Okay, like the reason why I got from level 43 to 60 was because I did not want to miss out on the Burning Crusade. And I'm not missing out. It just started. So, you know, everybody needs to calm their tits. Taking it easy with your art process. Yeah, it's like art process, obviously, even more relaxing than World of Warcraft. Because there literally is no deadline. I can draw for the rest of my life. There is no, like, time limit. Now, with the Burning Crusade, there is a time limit. Eventually, it'll switch over to Wrath of the Lich King. Okay? And so I don't want to miss out. I don't want to miss out on Wrath of the Lich King either. So, you know, there's that. Yeah, I don't know. Well, thanks everybody for stopping by. I really had a good time. And I just like, you know, want to just say, you know, like, whatever you're going through in life, sometimes just showing up is enough. You know, you took on the day. You know, you drank plenty of water. You did your exercise. You went, you know, you did your work. You know, like, or you went, you know, whether that's like a job or schoolwork or some other pursuit that you're working on. You showed up and you did the work, and you're okay. You're gonna be okay, and I'm gonna be okay. And hopefully, who knows, maybe sooner than I think, I'm gonna get some good news. And I'm gonna be able to move out of this dump. And I'm gonna just never look behind me. I'm gonna forge a path forward. And I'm gonna get better and better and better. And my life is gonna get better, 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 better.